हेलो डॉक्टर शर्मा. So what I was thinking is कि ना मैं एक रैबिट अडॉप्ट कर लूँ, बहुत मन है. So sir, how do I approach it?
बड़ी अच्छी थॉट है आपकी. अडॉप्शन इज़ ऑलवेज गुड. और अडॉप्ट करने से पहले बहुत सी चीज़ें हैं जो आपको ध्यान रखनी होगी. और लकीली आई हैव अ फुल टीम विद मी. और मैं चाहूँगा कि मेरी टीम एक एक करके आपको बताए. पहले लेट मी इंट्रोड्यूस माई टीम. इज़ डॉक्टर रमनप्रीत, डॉक्टर गौरव, डॉक्टर मनीषा एंड डॉक्टर नेहा. और ये सब मेरी टीम में we see dogs, but जब rabbit, guinea pigs, when we talk about companion animals, एक हमारा अप्रोच डिफरेंट होता है. सो वो अप्रोच को लेके कि कैसे अडॉप्ट करना है, कैसे उसके लिए लुक आफ्टर करनी है. सो माई टीम विल हेल्प यू टू गाइड. सो आई स्टार्ट विद डॉक्टर रमनप्रीत. What you will advise her to, from where to get the rabbit, which breed?
Actually, if we are talking about getting a rabbit, first thing we have to keep in our mind that the rabbit should be a Himalayan type, or I think that's Angora type, another one. So Himalayan breeds are pretty much common in India, and according to their respective environment, they should be kept in a normal condition, away from heat, away from the sunlight, and humidity should be reduced. And hay is very important for them because they have tools which are growing always inside us. They are growing always, so they need to gnaw them down.
You mean choosing a breed or adopting from any shelter or a home, especially the breeds which are like commonly found in the north region or any region, particularly
Yes.
it should be region based. If you are in Chennai, you can just go for a breed from there, adopt from there. So basically, I would put this way, mostly are like mixed breed now.
Yes.
You will find there more of it. And after this, choosing a breed, then we have specific requirements. What are the prerequisites? What are the preparations before you have the rabbit at home? So I think Dr. Gaurav, you can just talk about it.
So actually, whether you are adopting a rabbit or a hare, you have to make that certain distinction, because if you are getting it locally, it might be a hare. Okay, if it is a hare, they are burrowing creatures, so you should have कच्चा जो हमारा garden type होता है, you should have sand, you should have a garden where they can burrow, they can get a burrow, right? But if you are adopting a rabbit, they are mostly indoor creatures, especially in captivity. So then you should have a separate area for them where they can play, where they can eat and all that. But it should be specific area for designated to them only. Because if he is roaming here and there at home, it is not good. It should have its own area because they are very sensitive creatures.
You mean you have to be extra careful. You can't just let them loose in the home.
Yeah.
They can hurt them. They will just have different habits altogether. And as Dr. Gaurav has talked about it, they have a habit of digging, the burrowing. So whenever you have hair, as he said, you have to just make a different type of a structure, a home where you can just pile the bricks around and then fill that with the mud, and they can help it so they can't escape. अदरवाइज पता लगेगा कि आपने अपने गार्डन में रखा और पड़ोसी के दूसरे घर में जाके भाई साहब अपने आराम से एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. Right, so they have this much of ability to just go underneath.
Okay.
So that is what he talks about, and as he said about the feeding and all that, it is equally important. And regarding feeding, I will request Dr. Manisha to just talk about a little more on the feeding, how to and what to feed them.
Yeah. So in case of rabbits, you can give fresh vegetables, and vitamin C supplements, because they cannot take the vitamins, they cannot make vitamin C supplement in their body. So it's better to provide from the external, right? And they have very common problem of GIT status. You can say the stomach problem. So it will be, if you can give the more fibrous diet to them, so that can help them to easily digest and better stomach. And other than that, you can give hay. So hay will help them to grind their tooth. They have a problem of dental, their tooth basically grows excessively. So with the help of hay, they can grind it properly. So these are the things I think you can continue with. The grasses you can give, and yeah, all these things you can give.
Dr. Neha, I would ask you, what are the medical challenges when we face, with the rabbits?
So rabbit being a very delicate species, so even a small, if gas accumulation occurs in rabbits, it can become lethal. So they are so delicate. Since this is a winter season, so hypothermia again. That even though that to see it's a normal thing, hypothermia we can manage. But since rabbit is a delicate species, so hypothermia can lead to death in rabbits.
So you mean that extra care, in the winter, since attention is needed. You have to maintain the temperature in the room, and you can't just take them outside.
Yes.
Just letting the grass to roam around.
Yes.
You mean
And
that?
proper maintenance of feeding also, proper diet, proper roughage, that should be given so that gas accumulation can be avoided. That is the most common we face even in our clinics, most of the cases.
And I'll tell you one thing more. When we talk about adopting rabbits, this is fine, the information. They breed a lot.
Yes.
So neutering is very important. You must be like shocking. Rabbits में भी neutering होता है क्या? We neuter them. Otherwise they keep on producing in home. आप लाए थे 2, वो 200 हो जाएंगे. So neutering is very important. So in DCC we neuter rabbits on regular basis. We have all the branches. They are capable of handling this. But 2 centers basically, they're Park and Gurgaon. We operate in Jaipur also. We operate. So anybody who's having all these locations, they want to consult about rabbits, they can. And I'm sure you are in Delhi, I believe.
Yes.
So you are most welcome to visit any branch, and we can look after. It's a delicate species, and as all my team has mentioned about, extra care is needed. So लगता है हमें कि वो छोटा सा पेट है, बट वो केयर बहुत मांगता है. और आप रेंडमली अपने, फिर वही जो मैं बात इसी एपिसोड में बात किया, रेंडमली किचन से कुछ भी नहीं दे सकते. देयर इज ए बैलेंस न्यूट्रिशन फॉर देम. देयर इज ए प्रॉपर मेडिकल चेकअप्स रिक्वायर्ड अकॉर्डिंगली. डेंटल, जैसा द टीम हैज मेंशन, dental is very important for them, digestion is very important for them. They are like, if they jump, they can have easy fractures. Fractures बड़े common होते हैं इनके अंदर. If you have other pets at home like cats and dogs and all, you have to be extra careful for them. And so these are the small things. So you have to prepare yourself for all these things, and then you can definitely adopt. And rabbits are very good as a pet. They basically give you a lot of love, and they look very pretty, and their eyes are like catchy. They just take you in.
Sir, bringing up pet, as you say कि एक rabbit छोटा सा है लेकिन बहुत ज़्यादा precautions चाहिए. Sir, talking about the grooming, कि इस तरीके से कैसे उसकी grooming करनी चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए, क्या precautions लेने मुझे rabbit के लिए?
देखिए, when we talk about grooming, hygiene is very important, because with a good hygiene, any animal which we have as a pet, or they remain healthy. So grooming is very important. I think so Dr. Ramanpreet and Dr. Gaurav can explain about it better.
Yes, I think the grooming should be done once every week, and regular brushings, and to maintain the hygiene, beddings. There are beddings available in the market. You can get them, and the beddings are also composed of hay, so whenever they want, they can also chew upon it. That is the basic thing.
One thing that I want to add is, one more thing that is very common in rabbits is the skin conditions, usually scabies. So you'll see a lot of hair fall, a lot of itching, especially in ears and extremities of limbs and all that. So scabies is very common in rabbits.
Basically, I would say.
So that you also have to take care. That also happens due to lack of hygiene, and also when the rabbit has a low immunity, at that time also scabies will happen. It is very treatable, but what happens is there is a lot of misconceptions in market, because people will start treating it as dermatitis and start giving antibiotics
And steroids also.
Yeah. So you have to first take care. If the animal has any skin condition, please go to a good qualified vet, get him checked, for scabies, whether it is dermatitis or not, and then only then you start treatment. Don't start giving topical antibiotics or topical steroids. That will only
You mean self-treatment?
worse the condition.
Self-treatment is not a good thing to do.
Yes.
Anything happens with the medical issues or about the nutrition, we should always go to a professional, and always recommend it for your any pet, and for yourself also. Go to a qualified professional. That's the right way to do, and he will guide you properly, so you can look after your pets in a nicer way and a healthier way.
Okay, sir, after listening everything, like I'm very much interested to keep a rabbit, to adopt a rabbit. सर एक चीज बता दीजिए, should I bring it single या मुझे 2 rabbit एक साथ लाने हैं? And what about the socializing? Like जैसे हम dogs और cats को walk पे ले जाते हैं, but हम rabbit को नहीं ले जा सकते, तो सर कैसे socialize करेगा वो?
I think Dr. Manisha, you answer this question.
Yes, sir. So it will be better if you go with the 2 females or 1 male or female, because if you keep both the males, there will be, they both have alpha male quality, so they both will fight basically. So it will be better if you go with the 2 females or 1 male and 1 female. If you don't want other rabbits or don't want any breeding purpose, so you can go for the neutering also. So that we provide here in DCC. So yeah, that will be, I think that will be the answer
That is
for
the right
that.
way to do it, because even male to male, they have tendency to go aggressive and they hurt sometimes themselves very badly, and we have seen cases where they have just fractured their jaws and stuff like that. So always good to go is, as you said, follow those instructions. And when you talked about another question of behavior, so I think Dr. Gaurav, you can just put some highlight on this.
Actually, socialization, we cannot take them for a walk, or you cannot just don't treat them as a soft toys, right? Don't treat them as a teddy bear ki chalo utha liya khel liya, but they do need interactions. Try to feed them with your hand sometimes. Try to जैसे वो चल रहे हैं, कूद रहे हैं, तो talk to them, play with them, but very gently. Don't treat them as soft toys, but also don't just abandon them ki they are not also wild animals. They are basically companion animals, but just treat them with that respect. So they will be very playful with you and they will be happy with you.
You mean they should understand your body language and you should understand that body language, and they come out to be very good companion pets, with us. With people say ki come care, but I would say a lot of care and a responsible care. So I wish you good luck, and whenever you have the baby at home, please bring them. We will guide you more.
श्योर सर, एंड थैंक यू सो मच डीसीसी की पूरी टीम को थैंक यू कहना चाहूँगी कि आपने मुझे इतना कुछ समझाया, इतना कुछ बताया रैबिट्स के बारे में. आई श्योरली अडॉप्ट द रैबिट, एंड श्योरली मैं सबसे पहले डीसीसी आऊँगी.